Looks like Republicans are actually finally learning and not talking to the media. Politico scolds pouty Republicans who stiff reporters. They're making a big mistake. No, they're not. The only ones who are going to suffer for this are the lying fake news media, because Republicans have finally learned that there's no advantage to speaking to hostile media. For years, they were out there just talking shit. But RGE, we have to get our message out to their audience. Like, that's what this is all about. We're going to have to let their audience hear what we have to say, and as opposed to going through their spin and filter. Maybe if that's what actually happened, sure, you might have a point. Maybe if it's a live broadcast, if it's all unedited, maybe you'd have a point. But most of these interviews are either pre-recorded or they're done in writing and then deceptively edited. You guys saw how Jim Jeffries was busted for that, right? Like, first your boy Zach was caught in it, and no, he didn't have the evidence, unfortunately. But he did point out, yeah, I mean, all those how they cut my interview in the show, all the questions and answers were completely out of order to make me look as bad as possible. And then that one Stryan comedian snuck a camera in there and busted that fucker. They just caught him red-handed. So here's what was aired to make me look bad, and here's the real interview. You gain nothing by talking to hostile media. They will edit deceptively everything you have to say, and then they will smear you not with their lies, but with your own words twisted into lies. So don't give that to them. No, Politico senior media writer Jack Schaefer typed an article titled "Unsolicited Advice from the Patty Republicans Who Stiff Reporters." Current year plus two GOP contenders are making a big mistake by only talking to themselves. The problem here isn't you don't have to be pouty to make a decision to restrict the media access. Not all quote-unquote reporters are liberal, so-called mainstream reporters. That's an insult to conservative reporters. That's right. I mean, you notice they don't have problems talking to media that's not blatantly hostile to them, like Veritas. Just don't talk to the hostile ones. No, Schaefer, like others, is referring to DeSantis and the Florida Republican Party restricting media access to their Sunshine Summit. At least Schaefer refers to Obama, who saw the good politics in freezing the press out. Brandon greatly restricted media access in his current year -2 basement campaign. Was that pouty? Yeah, they get real mad when they can't milk you for views, because the media is getting desperate nowadays. Ad revenue is down, subscriptions are down, everything is down, but we're not in a recession because we changed the definition. So don't worry. We're not going to be in a recession as long as a Democrat's in the White House. I mean, afterwards, they could just put the definition back. That'll be fun. No, Schaefer made a list of reasons why pouty Republicans were wrong to limit reporter access. Let's see what this genius had to say. And when a politician bans the press has no alternative but to dig deeper to find a story. So literally saying, if you don't let us in, we're just going to keep making shit up and you can do nothing about it. All right. There is an alternative, and that's to go soft as they do on Democrats, but this isn't often about investigative reporting. It's about embarrassing the politician at public events with gotcha questions, which both sides do, to be fair. Not all negative press, and that's what the press avoidant politicians fear, is necessarily bad for the candidate. Orange Man, whose contentious relationship with the press has no rival, has traditionally spoken expansively to reporters and continues to do so. So a majority of Republicans don't want Trump to run again, and he's the role model. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good point, actually. A candidate can maintain a cone of silence, but he can't stop the flow of information. As Dave Weigel wrote, reporters can interview the attendees of the events that have been excluded from or listen to recordings of events. Yes, but that's why it shouldn't look like some ban on reporting. The point is that it looks to Republicans like you're not bending over backwards to be victimized by hostile reporters. That's right. Yeah, the Republicans are big about optics, right? Okay. Play their optics game. Now, going mute also makes a candidate look weak. It becomes part of the story, and it gives foes the taciturn Republicans an opportunity to land a punch. My opponent is too chicken to face the New York lies. How well is he going to do with Putin? That tactic has been used against Brandon, and the Democrats are often too chicken to face Fox News and other conservative outlets. They take the risk. Yeah, it's true. I mean, if your own side is actively doing this, you can't really bitch about it, can you? So Schaefer also guessed some Republican rebel will grant wide access and gain an advantage over the DeSantis types. He already cited Orange Man. That's obvious. Schaefer concluded that this is wishful thinking, by the way. They are absolutely scared shitless of DeSantis because DeSantis, he's the one that sends the message that not only will you not be destroyed by standing up to the woke, you will actually grow in audience, in power, in trust. People are sick of woke bullshit. So when they see someone that sticks to their guns and doesn't bend over, they will get even more support than they previously had. So making the media the enemy as a way of boomeranging on politicians, see the careers of George Wallace, Richard Nixon, and Spiro Agnew for historical examples. Then again, there may also be some wisdom in cutting off the press that accounted for here. As former Vice President Hubert Humphrey once wrote, it's always a risk to speak to the press. They are likely to report what you say. If that's all the press did, they wouldn't be having this problem. But so I guess this is how they weasel their way out of it. When they deceptively edit your comments to make you look worse, they say, oh, no, look, we just reported on what you said. And we never said we'd report it in proper order and proper context. But all we did was report what you said. We're just doing our gerbs, man. You can't blame us for that. But this really is just a desperate cry for attention because they know their days are numbered. Most of these fake news outlets have been coasting on venture capital, which has ran out, and it's the end of them. If they can't get some clickbaity story to bring the views and the ad revenue in, they're going away. Look at BuzzFeed, look at Vox, they're dying. And all I'm going to say is I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the damn show. They're going to get more and more desperate, though. They're going to try to ramp up their attacks on Republican politicians. They're going to ramp up their attacks on us YouTubers. They're cornered rats, and their days are numbered, and they know it. So they're going to react accordingly.